Hold on. Got to do my title. All right, we're about to start. It's about to link up. I'll tell you when.
We the people.
We the people.
We the people.
We are people.
Supreme master, I don't have to ask you. My mind goes fast, every word that I blast ya. I'm just a vessel, if you let me in, I'm special. Lyrics in your ear, why my tongue gon' caress you. I'm new age, free your mind slave. Except the lost, now on Trump and behave. This election, we the people change direction. November 3rd, 2020 was rejection of the hate and the lies and the psychopath. Peace and love, true science, that's the math. Collective spirit, when we rise up and hear it. It's for the children, so only God's people gon' hear it. It's in the drums, I can feel it in my lungs. So when I take a breath, I write a verse like song. Frequency, a higher form of thought is love and peace, you see. Secretly, they want to keep the secrets true to seek the free. They hide the knowledge on the body that the wit treat. We at the edge, everybody's trying to get ahead. They spirit dead, cause they made the wrong pledge. False idols, all these wannabes with titles. They need revival, but they're still selling rifles. I got the vinyl, we can spin it like a bottle. When I tell the truth, watch this shit go viral.
We the people, we the people.
We the people here to stand for right people. Make it illegal cause it's all love and peaceful. We the people here to stand for right people. Make it illegal cause it's all love and peaceful.
We the people, we the people, we the people. We the people, we the people, we the people.
Minority, majority, who got authority? If the black man is starving, I think we got seniority. And they still not employing me. Raised by their Uncle Sam just to show a loyalty. We the people here to stand for right people. Justice for the people, the police treat us lethal. Fuck your law and order, that's what get my people slaughtered. Then you play these games up in court to keep us caught up. Then you educate us with his story. I yawn cause it bores me. I love the Civil War because of war. We the people here to stand for right people. Make it illegal cause it's all love and peaceful. We the people here to stand for right people. Make it illegal cause it's all love and peaceful.
We the people, we the people, we the people. We the people, we the people, we the people, we the people.
We are people.
Welcome, welcome. This is Tyrone Bridges with I Thought You Knew on our legal corner with criminal defense attorney Hugo J. Mack. Welcome, Hugo.
Pleased to be with you, Tyrone. Good to see you again, brother.
All righty. Let's jump right in on it. I would like to talk with you about something that's in your legal profession, you as a defense attorney. I'd like to talk with you about the arraignment process. And first of all, what is the arraignment process of a criminal defendant?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that all arraignments are the result of some kind of citizen police contact, all right? So what happens, let's just say a scenario. Let's say a person is suspected of breaking into somebody's house. And the police, let's say they apprehend that suspect and they have reason to believe he or her is in fact the culprit. So what normally happens is in a situation like that, the person is arrested and they're taken to the county jail. In Washtenaw County, as in all other counties in the state of Michigan, the sheriff, the elected sheriff, their primary responsibility is administering the jail, all right? In addition to being a law enforcement officer that has jurisdiction throughout the entire county, as opposed to a city police officer or a township police officer, a sheriff has got jurisdiction throughout the entire county because the sheriff is elected county-wide. They're not elected like in a city election or a township election. It's a county election. So what happens is when a person is arrested, they could be taken, for example, if it's a Michigan State Police, to the state police post for processing. But ultimately, whether it's the Michigan State Police post or the Ann Arbor City lockup there at the Ann Arbor Police Department or the Ypsilanti City Police Department, whatever, their ultimate destination is going to be the Washtenaw County Jail. Now, what happens is after a person is in fact arrested, there is a police report that is generated with that arrest. And what happens is, for example, most people are arrested by line officers or what they call patrol officers. Most people are not arrested by like sergeants and lieutenants in these sundry police departments. So a police report is written up, it is reviewed by supervisory staff, and any kind of changes or amendments that they feel to be needed to be made in a police report, that's done so. Now, if they feel there is a case against that individual, that police report is forwarded to the Washtenaw County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, assuming we're talking about felonies here, okay? So what happens is, so let's say a person's arrested on a Monday evening or so. As soon as they can get that police report generated and sent to the Washtenaw County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, normally within 24 hours, they have an arraignment process. And what an arraignment is where you are taken in front of what is supposed to be a neutral and detached magistrate. In Washtenaw County, rarely do you see judges doing arraignments. You see magistrates, which are subservient to a judge, all right? So every district court, the 15th District Court, the 14th District Court in Washtenaw County has got a cadre of magistrates that handle these forms of legal proceedings. So the arraignment is just the first step in the legal proceeding. So what the arraignment is where the person has got a right to be informed of exactly what the charge is against them and what the penalty is for that charge. Now, what's happened within the last, I'd say year or so, in terms of the Public Defender's Office, they have started assigning an attorney to be with a person if they cannot afford an attorney at an arraignment, because an arraignment is what's known as a critical stage of the proceeding. In other words, it's a stage that is important that could affect your liberty. Criminal matters of a felony level all carry the potential of jail and or prison, all right? So when your liberty is at stake, you certainly have a right to have an attorney present if you can afford one. So an arraignment, a public defender will be there with you. And the prosecutor has got the right to be there also. Because in addition to informing you of what the charges are against you, the other big thing that's going to be decided in arraignment is bail. And that's where the court will make a determination if the case merits you being given some kind of a bail, whether it could be personal recognizance bond, for example, or some kind of cash bail, sometimes absolute cash bail, or sometimes 10%, depending on the facts and circumstances of the case. So those are the two most important things in an arraignment: the citizen being informed of what he or she is being charged with and a penalty of it, and the setting of bail for a pre-trial release. If bail can be posted, whatever it is, the person is released. If bail cannot be posted, that person will stay in jail until some further time later on in the proceeding.
All right. All right. Bond. Address the bond since you went through the process.
All right. Well, first of all, let me say this. There's been a general misunderstanding of bond and bail, all right? Some people use those terms interchangeably, but they're actually different. A bond is what you post to get out, all right, let's say, of jail. So when you are out of jail, you are out on bail, all right? So a bond is an actual amount that either you post or perhaps a bondsman posts, but you are out on bail. So you can post a bond and let's say be out on $10,000 bail, 10%, all right? So what happens is a lot of people don't understand, under the state constitution, which is the Constitution of Michigan, 1963, Article 1, Section 15, it enumerates certain offenses where you cannot get a bond. You can't post a bond. You can't get out on bail unless the judge feels by clear and convincing evidence, which is the second highest legal standard in the nation, by the way, just below proof beyond a reasonable doubt, that you should be released. And there's like treason, murder, criminal sexual conduct, first degree. And the Constitution also lists a series of other circumstances. If you've had X amount of felony conviction within X amount of years, that impacts your ability to get out. So when we have discussions about, for example, people saying they want to eliminate cash bail, eliminate these bonds that have to be posted, it's not an honest discussion unless you're talking about amending the Constitution of the state of Michigan. The Constitution of the state of Michigan is the supreme law in the state of Michigan, just like the federal Constitution is the supreme law for the nation. So there are a host of statutes and court rules that also address bail that would have to be amended, if you will, legislative action, an action by the Supreme Court if you want to have a sweeping change. So these things are all very, very important. If a person can be released safely, community safety is the #1 priority under the law. The safety of the alleged victim is also a #1 priority. And the public confidence is another priority, where the courts are supposed to be very mindful that we do not want to give the imagery to the public that whatever crime is charged, a person simply is in a turnstile. In other words, just like going through a turnstile at a bus station or a train station where you just automatically back out on the streets. That is not the intent of the law, and that does not further public safety.
All righty, everybody. Unless you have more to add, I think you covered everything that we'd like for the public to know. Once again, everybody, this is a criminal defense attorney, Hugo J. Mack, from law office of H. Mack Law in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Telephone number 734-434-0622. That's 734-434-0622. Thank you, Hugo, for coming on the show and clarifying that for us. And you have a great day.
Okay, much appreciated. Can I make one more comment?
Sure.
Well, one other thing is that now the prosecuting attorney's office has got a right to be in a in an arraignment, because there are some cases where, let's say, the prosecutor feels that they really want to have an input into what a possible bond could be, you know, and the bail resulting thereof. In a lot of cases, the prosecuting attorney's office has not been involved in those hearings, whether it's volume or what have you, I don't know. But they certainly have a right to be involved in those hearings. You see, because it's a misunderstanding, Mr. Bridges, that the prosecutor is the one that has the final say in what bail or bond is. That's not true. The court has the final say in what a bail or bond is, but they are largely influenced by the prosecutor, because the prosecuting attorney's office is not supposed to be an office as an advocate for, let's say, the police. The prosecutor is supposed to be the people's lawyer, all right? The people's lawyer, the citizen's lawyer. So what the prosecutor's got to say about what kind of bond should be established carries a tremendous amount of impact with the court, because the prosecutor speaks for the people. And if you notice, in every criminal trial, for example, that comes up, it is not John Smith versus Helen Jones. It's the people of the state of Michigan versus Helen Jones, you see? So the prosecutor is the people's voice. So that's why the prosecutor's got a right to be involved. And if the prosecutor feels a bail recommendation is too low, most criminal defense attorneys will ask for some kind of a personal recognizance bond, which is just a promise, if you will, by the suspect, the defendant, that they will appear, or some kind of a lower bond, a low cash bond, or if it's more of a substantial bond, 10% posting of that bond, you see. But the prosecutor's got every right to say on behalf of the citizens that that bond is too low, it needs to be modified, maybe a tether or some other reporting mechanism needs to be added. So they have every right to be there, and frankly should be there, particularly in cases that are involving purported violence or some kind of more of a heinous act or something, because we're supposed to be more concerned with people than we are with property, Mr. Bridges. So that's how the system is supposed to work.
All right, y'all. All right. I am satisfied, beyond satisfied. I've ate good and the public have eaten good. Thank you, sir, for this class. This is Tyrone Bridges, what I thought you knew, and criminal defense attorney Hugo J. Mack. Signing out. Peace.
God bless you. I appreciate you, brother. Stay safe.
You too.